Hello, this is Hodge Flemings, and I'm the founder of Brand Camp University. So I want to share a moment. And so this is called Why Brands Treat People Like Garbage. Again, the title is Why Brands Treat People Like Garbage. So I had a moment, and I thought it would be awesome to be able to turn this into a teachable moment. I believe that life presents you with experiences, and those experiences in life should should really create an opportunity for you to do something positive with it. And so I want to take you back to October 20th, 2017, in Newark, New Jersey, at the Best Western, I guess it's called Plus, Robert Treat Hotel in Newark. And and I want to be able to use this because this is not just a Best Western issue, but I think it's best communicated when you can share from a real life example and not just from theory. So when I was at the Best Western, there were me and two other teammates. So on the 20th, we ended up checking out of the hotel or identifying a bed bug issue at 6:27 in the morning on the 20th. And so at that moment, all of us packed up. There were three rooms that we had purchased, and they were right next to each other, and one was right across the hall. So in one of the rooms, we absolutely confirmed that there was a bed bug, and so we went down to talk to management. Management wasn't in yet, so we had to kind of start our day. I called back. When I called back, I tried to talk to the management, and I realized that we quickly had to come back to the hotel. When we came back to the hotel, we basically stated the actual situation that we had. We showed video footage. The video footage was, I don't know, three to a 6 minute video that Sean had actually recorded in the room, and I go through the scenario. So the response that the GM and the manager, and it was one other individual who was there with him, shared, really disappointed me. And I'm African American. I'm asking a certain line of questions. Do they treat everyone the same way? I don't know. Maybe they do. I can just share with you what my experience is. And so when we show the video and share the situation of the bed bug, the first comments or statements that come from Robert Treat or from the management is, okay, how do you know that's a bed bug? Not, okay, we want to make sure that you had a good stay or trying to make sure that you're taken care of. Next question is, how do we know that you didn't bring the bed bug? Really? And so from there we realized that we weren't going to be able to get any kind of positive resolution to the situation. So we've already lost a quarter of our day. By the time we get through this whole scenario in productivity, we have a certain bill rate. So there is a loss of resources just from our team just being tied up in this. So as I went home, we went back and we elevated the process properly. I contacted the Best Western headquarters, their customer service, and they were like, Mr. Fleming, there's just really nothing that we can do. We There's nothing I can do about bed bugs. There's nothing I can do about customer service. It's I'm disappointed that there was a customer service issue, and I know that's something that's important, but there's nothing I can do. They said, but you can go back to the hotel. Okay, we'd already went that route. We know that wasn't going to work. Went to our credit card company. So I went to my credit card company to be able to state my case. And when I stated the case, they said, well, there's really nothing that we can do because services were rendered. And and so the interesting point that I realized in this entire process is that companies, and this is not about every company because there are companies that truly do have a soul and that really care about customer service and relationships. But the system is designed specifically to where customer service is not a part of services rendered. So when I went to the parent brand of Best Western, because the hotel I stayed at was a franchise, for them it wasn't a big enough concern. it was customer service, and services were rendered. Not rendered for quality service, but for staying in the room. So customer service and the quality treatment of people has zero to do with that transaction. When I went to my credit card company to dispute the charges, they said the exact same thing. And so what it communicated to me is that for most customers, we probably feel helpless and realize that. So I elevated it to the parent brand, elevated it to the hotel, which obviously I'll never stay at another Best Western again in my life. But the point is it's really bigger than that. I really want to highlight this point of when you think about the customer and when you talk about your rights as a customer. For the most part, brands care about one thing. If it doesn't impact their bottom line, they don't care. The manager at the Robert Treat already knew that when I went back to dispute the charges, that there was nothing that they were going to do. He knew that already. And he wasn't concerned with whether there was a customer service issue because of how he addressed me and the situation that we were dealing with. And so my whole point is that I would love to be able to hear from you, and I would love for you to share with me brands that care about people. Like brands that honestly care about people. Would love for you to share your experience and list out. I'm gonna post this on Facebook. I'm gonna post it in Twitter. But would love for you to share a positive experience where there are really true brands that actually care about people. Again, I had a negative experience here, and what I found is that they're not the only brand that does this. And in many cases, brands treat people like garbage until it impacts their bottom line. So if it doesn't impact them economically, they typically don't care. Meaning that basically you would have to shame them to a point online to where it impacts them economically that they'll then do something about it. So again, just wanted to share this point. This brand lesson was brands treat people like garbage. Howard Fleming, Brand Camp University. I'm out.